tall, so not the biggest barbarian, but I'm jacked.
To hair and braids. What if we put it in 2 braids and then we wrapped it around and then we gave on the flowers sticking together and then what if we did this?
May I have another drink, please?
Yes, you may. And he goes over.
Put your hands up, it's better!
No. Save your body, Constitution, saving throw. Yes, you. I'm gonna fight you.
He's sort of you guys know who I am, right?
Yeah. Goggles.
You're Dr.
Robot. Dr. Robot.
What do you do?
Take a moment to try to stop laughing.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing with the other one.
Why not? It worked again.
Hating on Batman.
And I don't hate Batman, for the record. I hate the fandom of Batman.
Oh, cool. Okay,
That's the
that's
issue.
way more people.
It is. It's
To
a
hate.
lot, like actual human beings.
Were you gonna
You need to rub this crap off your neck and not smell like me. Or Wolf at all. Just start rubbing his neck and just getting like...
I am fairly certain it doesn't matter what I smell like at this point.
To a feline. You have wolf's piss on you.
I'm just gonna point at my feline eyes.
I have some time.
You've just tuned in. We had the brilliant idea while we were fishing at the Dark Moon Festival.
Oh, jeez.
To do a dungeon with fishing poles equipped. Because why not? And so we drank all of the alcohol in our bags, and we equipped our fishing poles and our aquatic pets, and we went to do a dungeon.
I feel like I need to close out. So this was the end of our epic tale. What holds for next week as the heroes set sail? We may find our family, we may find where things start. All we know is to follow our heart. So our heroes set forth to pillage and to wander in the magical continent of wonder. We have one more question. I hope to not blunder. Question for you, dear friends. Do you wonder? Thank you, guys. Indigo Connect. Hi, everybody! We are. I just love catching people off guard with that. Hi, thank you so much for tuning in to Indigo Chameleon. It is Tuesday night. It's Tuesday night. It's time for a little bit of wonder. I'm a little sunburned. I'm a little beet red, but I am here and excited. I've just come here from the beach, and I'm stoked to share some D&D with all of you and these amazing, awesome, cool kick-butt players. So we got a few announcements before we get started for tonight's game. We got a merch store. Yeah, boy. We got a merch store. Not only that, but we are spotting some merch tonight. I've got my Pride baseball tee Karma going on, and I love it. It's very comfy. And Indigo Chameleon has her Karma tank. Woo, woo, woo. And other people are kind of showing off their merch. Hillary was Legend Hillary was the first one to show off on Friday night. She got her bright yellow Karma t-shirt. So my water bottle's still coming. So yeah, but you can visit the merch store and find all the coolest stuff you want. We've also got the cool sweatshirt. It looks so comfy.
I know. If I get cold, I'm going to wear it right now. It's warm.
If you want to hang out with us outside of games, you can hang out with us on the Discord. We do posts and questions of the day, and our very own Aubrey Faith is leading a circus play-by-post, which is freaking me out a little bit. I was like, what is in this room? So please hang out with us on the Discord, join in, and get your daily dose of D&D memes, cat memes, questions of the day, and just general hangout and support, because there's always a spot at the table for you. Tonight, we have an episode of Wonder. Tomorrow night, there's nothing here on this channel, but Indigo can be found over on the Plaster Dragon doing Something Wicked This Way Comes. I will not be there until the tail end of the episode, so check that out. Thursday night, D&D 101. Hello, Professor McCoy here. We are going to be leading a group of neopes as they navigate the choppy waters of Dungeons and Dragons. So please, if you have a little bit of extra time, 8 p.m. Eastern, to just to load the chat with support and love and outpouring. It was your first game at some point, so it's their first game, and some of them get nervous. So help them feel relaxed and just give them lots of love and support at 8 p.m. as we go to the town of Fairley. Which is fairly close to all the other towns I've ever written. Friday, we have another episode of Neverland. Woo woo! We premiered Neverland, a brand new campaign here on the channel. This past Friday, and we got episode 2 coming up with some special guests and some interesting characters that I'm very proud to join the already amazing characters that we have on the Indigo Chameleon. Saturday night, we're dark. Sunday night is going to be game night. We're finally going to get to break open this card game that we had before. And then we will cycle back around to Tuesday Night Wonder. So I think that's it for announcements. Wonderland. You were all tuning in to a game of Wonderland that's been going on for quite some time. I believe we are 22 episodes in, and a lot of ground has been covered in that 22 episodes. And I wanted to take a moment to sort of fill people in on where we are in the world and get a feeling, because as we get deeper and deeper into the lore of Wonderland, we're getting more and more entrenched in the sort of political leanings, and it is turning into a very sort of game. A game of chess, and there's lots of players on the board, and I wanted to go over some of that with our lovely viewers, and for those of you who love lore dumps. So let's start with some of the characters that we have here. We have Mandrake Madigan, a rogue whose great-grandfather was the original Hatter. The original Hatter was a person responsible for rebellion and keeping those in the upper oligarchy in check. Mandrake Madigan has held fast to the teachings of his grandfather, if not the ideals found therein, stealing from the rich and giving to himself and the poor. He was gifted his grandfather's hat, sort of an anthropomorphic hat imbued with knives on the inside that would respond for him. It was the perfect weapon for a rogue, until, unfortunately, he used that hat to sacrifice it to save the group in a valiant and sort of brave attempt to thwart death. And it worked, except he was a man without a destiny and a man without a hat. He struck a deal with Cheshire, what has turned from Cheshire being the trickster god of this realm. What started out as a hate-love relationship has turned into a mutual relationship between the two, with recently Mandrake Madigan sort of agreeing to come to terms with Cheshire. And there's a mutual beneficial, you want to do right, I want to do right, let's do right together. Turning into the buddy cop movie I never knew we needed, but always knew we needed. So, Mandrake Madigan. Grim started off as a sort of wild man, part of a pack of warriors who channeled other animals, and in particular wolves. For a long time, Grim had a dark passenger that was a part of him, and he would work in tandem with that dark passenger, giving it leeway, giving it run of his body, until it got to the point where Grim wasn't able to accommodate his dark passenger's sort of bloodlust and hunger for violence. He cut off the deal to this dark passenger, and instead found a new group of people to run with and call his pack, forming a new alliance with a wolven spirit by the name of Grey. Grey is a little bit more his speed, and they have more of a simpatico relationship, more of like, did we just become best friends? Yep, we did. Smack. He gets a little bit more charismatic, releasing pheromones into the air, but he channels the Grey sort of long claws and hair that Grey was notorious for. Grim and Grey became even closer when they visited the town of Dinah, and he basically repaid a debt that Grey owed to his long-lost people, therefore cementing the bond that the two of them would share. Grimm is fiercely protective of his friends, and also fiercely protective of his gold and some of his material possessions. But which has caused a fast friendship to form between him and Mandrake Madigan, our fighter.
Yeah.
Our fighter of the group. Our bard of the group, Day. Day's been through a lot. Some of her past has not been revealed yet, except in small sort of outings and spurts, and as she chooses, she keeps everything pretty close to the chest. She is fiercely protective of her friends and is willing to even sacrifice her life and her soul to make sure that they are safe in the face of danger. Day has a connection to the palace, where she has a close connection with Princess. They know that she is running away from this sort of past and things that happen therein. She's not a huge fan of the Queen, and the Queen has made it known that she bears no ill will towards Day, but I don't know if Day believes that at the moment. Day has a brother that she was searching for quite some time. It looks like her brother switched faces with another individual in order to make his way out into the world, in order to hide away from whatever it is he was hiding away from. Day formed a romantic relationship with Grimm, which is more of like a friends sort of thing that got deeper, and then he made a dumb mistake, and now things are a little up in the air, wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey. Recently, Day found direction when she signed up to work alongside the godly personification of death, as becoming a grave cleric as well as a bard. And she is learning how to come to terms with these ideals. She has a ghostly strand of hair that she keeps as a reminder to her connection to the god of death. Thoe, our druid of the group, for a long time was a furbolg and held true to the teachings of the caterpillar. Come to find out that Thoe is a fire genasi, and there was a large prophecy that was passed down that fire would walk the earth, bringing about destruction to wonder. And the caterpillar, in an act of what he thought to be benevolence, changed Thoe when he found her as a baby and brought her into a new form of being, which is that of a furbolg, encouraging her, but she never quite felt like she belonged, preferring books and the studying of these sort of magics, but still enjoying and savoring this connection to the earth that she has. Thoe has recently, as a phoenix rising from the ashes, burst forth and has accepted her fate as a fire genasi, and is coming to terms with the fact that the world is ending. The world is coming to an end. And she saw it. And she needs to do everything in her power to make sure that that reality doesn't come into being. Nyx, or Nevin, for a long time also proposed to be a druid, was not. He was from a kingdom on the other side of the continent of wonder, hiding in plain sight amongst this group of heroes that accepted him for who he was, and have, even now, while Nyx has shown them who he is the wizard of the group and remains studious in the terms of he's dedicated to a cause, and that is saving a fire genasi by the name of Flint, who is very close to him. He is dedicated in this and going forth and doing what he believes is the right thing to do for love. There are people after him, and they have attacked all of the members of the party in terms of trying to get to him. He feels partially responsible for that, but there is still a fire that burns within him, and he sort of must rescue his beloved. And it's an admirable cause. Enwin is later joining the party. Enwin is a plant man, which is has caught the eye of Thoe. Enwin is working alongside Anansi. Anansi being a storyteller, trickster god that's not from around here, but that is using Enwin mutually beneficial relationship, granting Enwin powers and abilities, allowing him to leave his world of this great tree and seek out adventure in the world beyond. Enwin is collecting the names of the group for his own reasons and working with Anansi, and all of this is happening set amidst political turmoil. The king is sick. The king has fallen into an illness that is causing him to sleep and not wake up. the queen has taken over control over the kingdom, and maintains this control in a place called the Red Keep. While the king is ill, the group may or may not have interacted with Princess, the next in line in this sort of political intrigue. Right now, the group is at the bar, Felrin's Funhouse, a place that does sort of a kids' fun area up top, and sort of you take the slide into a speakeasy at the bottom. As we resume this episode with wonder on the brink, political change, in a climate that's in a bit of turmoil, Thoe has just asked Enwin if he blooms, as the rest of the group heads back to the bar.
Did we hear this?
You are not back in the bar yet. It took a little bit of time at Dimitri's. Bob heard.
Of course.
Am I supposed to answer this? Is that what we're picking up?
Well, I asked you a question.
There's some of us that do, but I don't think that I've bloomed yet. If I do.
Okay, just asking. I mean, I guess it's not a very important question, but I guess it was to me. I mean, just for knowledge. I'm sure there's something I can take.
I think at that moment, I think at that moment you all enter back into the bar. You holding Mandrake Madigan holding his once thought lost hat, now back in his possession, but still having the hat of Kyle, a cursed object placed upon his head that's preventing him from wearing the hat.
Right, and I would say, like, as he's been walking this entire time, he's been trying to pull it over the Kyle hat, or like put it off to the side and see if it'll stick.
Sure.
Like lots of different ways.
Sure. It's hard to find purchase. It really is. I mean, you managed to come up with the idea of shrinking the hat down, and the hat will stay on for a period of time, but any sort of extended movement, the minute the hat touches the hat of Kyle, like it sort of slips and falls to the ground.
Okay.
But you realize that if you stood still and did very minimal head movement, you could keep the hat on.
Okay. He's gonna like have an idea, pull out his notebook, and flip a little bit until he finds a picture of one of the Tweedles from the original story.
Give me a history check.
He's using Grandpa's notebook.
Okay. History check at advantage then.
That's a 20, not nat.
Okay.
Why? It's only like one set of dice. It was a 20, not nat both times.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you look through the notebook and you do find a sort of facsimile of the original sort of Tweedledum, and you see the hat, the small, tiny sort of hat.
So I'm gonna like shake my head, and it'll turn into that hat, very close to my head, very small.
Okay, yeah. I think you are. I think using those dimensions, you hear a voice that's like clever, and you're able to put the Mad Hatter's hat atop your head.
And I'll just loudly go, ha ha!
Well done. Give him a big old back slap.
I thought I wore many hats.
It's late in the evening. You realize that you have one more day. One more day until Felrin has the information presented to you in order to sort of travel the plains and get back Nyx's beloved. So, heroes, are you doing anything else with the rest of your evening?
Is Felrin around so we can speak to him for a moment?
Felrin is locked in his workshop and is asking for if it's an emergency to come and get him, but to be left alone. People are actually leaving plates of food, and occasionally he will open the door and like snatch the food off the plate, like shove it in his face, and there's weird sounds and noises and stuff, and he closes the door.
Okay, so I would just try to get Nyx for a second, just to ask, do you have any idea where we're going?
I kind of saw a little bit, but I don't know much about the area.
Well, I was thinking that I could go down into my lab and see if Bartholomew might have anything that could help us along, but I need to know something.
Holy water.
Holy water.
Yes.
I can ask.
If you could find it somewhere.
Sure. Anything else?
That's pretty much it. I mean, Felgren suggested the holy water, so I assume it'll help.
Okay. And I'll set off to my briefcase to go down to the lab to talk to Bartholomew.
Sure. Anybody else doing anything? Bessie heads down to the lab. You're resting for the night and
Yeah, just grabbing my sword.
and working out a little bit before bedtime.
Yeah. Is it gonna be one of those things like if I decide to go out on a hunt that it's gonna be super tired come the next day?
You're in the middle of a city, so you could go onto a hunt. Instead, if you would like to do that, I am fine with implementing a training profile where you can train with a weapon that you are not proficient in, and work towards after some weeks' time.
True.
Gaining proficiency in that weapon. So if there's something that you are not proficient in that you would like to develop a proficiency in, and but just dedicate time towards that.
All my items are attuned that need to be attuned. So as far
Gotcha.
as like my swords and
Yeah.
slash daggers. So
Yeah.
I guess that's more just trying to figure out.
I would say you're about an hour out because the city moves in sort of a circle and you're in the innermost circle. You're about an hour out, save from like buying a sheep, releasing the sheep, waiting 15 minutes, and then chasing the sheep down in the middle of the forest or in the middle of the city.
Or even doing like parkour, around the city.
You just want to run about the city?
Just get, get that angst out.
Give me
me and Greg can reconnect again. And
yeah, you want to throw on those headphones and everybody's working for the
or like some
yeah.
Footloose where it's like I'm in the the.
You gotta cut
zone,
loose.
like,
Okay, give me a couple of acrobatics or athletics checks as you tool about the city, trying to release some of this built-up tension. As
Okay,
you
so for athletics, that's going to be 17.
Okay.
And 2, just 1.
Give me 3.
3. Okay, 14 plus 7, 20.
23.
14.
Okay.
21, I'm sorry, 21.
21.
Math skills.
And what's the third one?
Last one is 20.
Okay. Yeah, you see a bunch of guards and you kind of treat a game out of it. I wonder if I can run about these rooftops and not gain the attention of the guards. And after a while, you build up a strong sweat and you don't think any guards have noticed you out and about your area. Are you sort of focused in on yourself or are you looking about?
I think as I'm running, I'm probably just kind of like looking around, like seeing what is.
Give me a perception check, and this will just be a tally perception check. How much you're paying attention to the world around you? As you...
That is going to be 14.
Okay.
Probably not a lot, maybe a little bit.
Yeah, you know what? You're kind of focused inward, and that's okay. Yeah, you're having a mean night, and that's okay. That's okay.
Self-care.
Yeah, self-care. Yeah, you're sort of tooling around, and you spend a good portion of your night and kind of come in and to rest, and you are just exhausted. It's one of those days where you just kind of like, thunk.
Good night.
Are you sleeping in your room?
My guess, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Dunk. You're in your room. Yeah, you head down and Bartholomew's. You don't really make holy water. You just sort of purchase it to have it. We have a jar in the corner if you'd like it.
You don't have a way to do that here?
Yes. Do you have any water?
Yes.
All right, hand me the water.
Can you actually bless
Oh, blessed water!
I hate you so much.
I bless you so much. I use all my powers of a disembodied dad.
Do you have anything else for me here?
Make you holy. So holy. Holy water. You are the holy
Hey, Bartholomew,
water.
remember how we talked about you getting released one day?
Yes.
So do you have anything for me?
I think I'm beginning to fall in love with you.
Do you have anything I can take with me?
Do you feel the same?
Love is a very strong word. And completely inaccurate.
When are you leaving?
Tomorrow?
You want me to give you something to combat the minions of hell tomorrow.
Or to combat minions in general would be nice.
All right. Well, I have a potion I'm working on. I've been working on it in my spare time. Give me a D100.
Oh.
Can I borrow?
As you roll that D100, what is everybody else doing with your night before you settle down for a long rest?
Thought you had it
I'm gonna do
on hold.
something.
What are you doing, my dude?
I'm gonna go to my room and cast Ascending.
No.
Interesting. What did you?
89.
An 89?
89.
89. Yes. Bartholomew says, take the holy water, and he will finish the potion and have it waiting for you tomorrow before you leave on your journey.
Wait, take the holy water? Is it actually holy?
Give me an investigation check.
I'm just asking because he's a dick.
No.
Nat 20.
Yep, it's water.
But it's not holy.
There's no way of you knowing this. You take a swig and you feel blessed. You don't think he's lying to you. How about that? As far as you know, and it's labeled holy water. He's gone to a lot of trouble if this is a ruse.
Okay.
Write down that you have three weapon coatings are one sort of yeet. Like you've got so you can coat a weapon for 3 times, or you've got one yeet.
One yeet worth.
Okay.
One yeet worth.
If I have more time, the only other thing that I would want to do is go and talk to Mahat for a minute, if possible.
Okay.
Because I saw him, right?
You
In the
did.
previous episode.
Let's handle that in a second.
Okay. Yeah.
Who is your sending to?
My dad. And I'm going to be sitting on my bed in my room.
Okay.
And I'll take out the doorknob to look at while I do it.
Okay. I'm going to say that you know magic well enough to know how sending works. Okay. Okay. You concentrate. You grab the doorknob and you reach out to your long dead father. And you trace the magic sigils in the air, summoning forth this magic deep within you, holding the doorknob and using it almost as a bit of a channel to him, hoping that the doorknob will grant you some sort of means to bypass any sort of security that is around him. You feel the spell connect. You're not sure with what.
Hey, Dad. Hope you get this. May have found a way to help you. Do you want that? Miss you. Tell him hi for me.
There is a pause, and you hear, miss you, love you. I will tell him everything has its time. Ours is done. Don't come here. I would die again seeing you here.
Alright, I guess I'm going to disappoint him again.
You spent a good deal of time with the hat, but the connection's not there.
Okay.
There's something weird. It's something blocking it. You don't know what it is. You don't know what's happening, but there's something odd.
Okay.
Anybody else doing anything for the night?
Mine is. Go ahead. Go.
Day wants to go to Enwin.
Well, where is Enwin in the evenings? Is he up top on that
Usually,
little
yeah.
rooftop area? Yeah.
So she's gonna go up. Hello.
Hello, dear.
I didn't know what you'd prefer, so I brought you
a water and some nectar.
I don't actually need either one, but it's very kind of you, dear.
Well, I'll just leave those here then, and she'll accept them to the side. For you, when you, whatever you like. We don't chat very much.
That's true. I don't exactly have a lot of time.
That's fair. With house burning and people going crazy and hats and whatnot. Which made me think that you were the perfect person to go to. I need advice.
All right.
So, you being distant, kind of made me feel like this was an excellent way to play this out. I have a friend. We'll call her a friend. And she is probably very mad at me. And because of that, I feel very scared to approach her. But we need her. And I miss her dearly. How do you think this should play out?
You could always try apologizing. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but...
Right. Long story short, she thinks that I abandoned her. Possibly. It's a good chance.
Did you abandon her?
Yes.
That complicates things just a little. But you could always try talking to her. If she cares for you the way you seem to care for her, you could probably mend things by now.
I don't know how to get to her. I thought about having Nyx maybe try to message her with his thing or his magic, and I thought about maybe finding somebody to send a note. I'm trying to problem solve a situation as best as I can. But I need to get something to her.
I could probably make that happen. Depending on who it is, it shouldn't be hard.
Well,
if there's one thing I'm proud of, it's I have a way with words. You might have noticed.
I tend to be good at them too, hopefully, we say.
So who is this?
You could probably call her Princess. You may be able to address her as Antoinette.
I recall her.
Couldn't give her an actual name since I'm not sure.
Well, I could send her something. If you have something you want to send to her, a note, a gift, a symbol.
A note.
Aye, if you have one.
And then she'll pull out a piece of paper from her pocket and just give it to him. So you can do this.
I can.
I appreciate your help very much. Thank you.
You sure this is what you want to do? Everything in this note is what you want to say.
She's gonna take it back and do one more thing. And she's gonna draw a little picture on it.
I need you to send me the
I have it written right here.
note and we will post a picture of this note in the Discord.
Oh, can I rewrite it then? It's so sloppy.
No! I will post a transcript of the note in the Discord. Look at you. I make props one time, and then you all start bringing in writing notes.
I'll make it look really nice if you want. It's so.
No. I will do a translation. You hand that over to Enwin, but I'm gonna need to see that before we do anything with it.
You're gonna need to see it before I give it to Enwin?
No. Pass that to Enwin. Do you like me? Check yes or no.
Check.
No, that was the other.
That was the other. That was the other end. That was the other
Yeah.
end.
That's
You sent him.
part of the one that he gave me,
Yeah.
and then
Oof, that's sad.
oof.
Okay.
Enwin is going to cast Galder's Speedy Courier. And he's going to prop the chest open and chuck it inside and send it to Antoinette.
Do you read it before you do that?
I do not.
Okay. Perfect. What level? So, what are all your level spells at the moment?
They're all 4th level.
But you are using magic to send this, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Perfect. Great. Awesome.
I don't like the way you're saying that.
No,
Yeah.
that was way too
I don't.
happy.
I don't like clowns. So I guess we're just saying stuff now. Cool. Go ahead and hand that to me as the chest disappears and you send that note outward. Everyone else settles down for a long rest that evening, some a little more exhausted than others. I have never asked this before, but where do you stay when you stay in Valrin's Funhouse? There's a bunch of rooms upstairs. Do you have requests of people that you would stay close to or next to? I know that Enwin has specified that he sleeps on the roof.
Then I don't have a request anymore. By myself.
You're good. You're good. So we'll say this then.
Any room closest to Mandrake. Across the hall.
Room closest to Mandrake.
And my room would have an open ceiling. It's what we discussed when I first.
Absolutely. So, open ceiling in your room. You would stay close to Mandrake. Nix, where are you? Over here?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah? We have an empty room.
If at all possible.
As far from the noise.
I want to be able
You're on the
to,
wrong side, buddy.
when we are here over the next day or two, if we're going to be here multiple days, I want to be able to do some druid craft to commune with the caterpillar.
Mhm.
So if there were a room with a window in it or someplace where I could access soil of
Yes.
some sort, I would be in that type of a room. Or a
Sure.
lower floor room where I can get outside and get back inside.
Okay, so what I will do then is I will put you on the outer edge of this room with a window that sort of looks outside into the night sky, and it's not too far of a drop down to the ground, and there's even a little ladder that leads from the ground up so that you can spend some time communing. There is that. So we'll put you on the edge there. Day. We'll put you here, and then Enwin, you are outside, correct? What was your sleep schedule like today?
I don't.
You sunbathe?
From last session, yeah.
Okay. Everybody else, give me perception checks, please, at disadvantage, as you all settle down for a long rest that evening.
Oh no.
You are resting. You are fine. Everything is great. Give me perception checks at disadvantage.
I got a nat 20 and a 2.
14 total?
Yep.
Okay.
That's at disadvantage.
Hang on. Before anybody else gives me one.
Oh no.
That's nice for you.
Okay.
Oh, that's like
12.
12. You.
8.
8.
It was a nat 20 until we got, now it's a 7.
And I sleep so good, you guys. Them stars. Girl.
You.
You're all gonna die.
You are asleep.
Oh yeah.
You are sound asleep. When there is a creaking floorboard in your room.
And that's it. I'm just hearing the sound.
Creaking floorboard.
And it's loud enough to alert me, or at least kind of.
You're in that groggy sleep state where you just, hey, creaking floorboard.
Okay, so I'll just remain calm, and I'm just gonna take some deep breaths and kind of see if the scent of the room has changed.
Give me an investigation check, and I'll say,
That is going to be 18.
you keep your eyes closed, and you just give a... And the smells of the room haven't changed that much, except for something, and it's hard to to place your nose on it until it gets real sharp. You do another one of these, like, and like deep breath in, and you keep your eyes closed. And a bunch of things happen simultaneously.
Is there anything that I mean, I'm assuming that my hear is decently well. Is there anything I can hear as far as like if the person's like their own breathing or anything like that?
So what happens is this: your connection to whose names do you have? The party.
Mandrake and Grim.
Mandrake and Grimm's connection to you is suddenly cut off. All of you give me Constitution saving throws, as you can make yours at Constitution saving throws. I'm looking for a 15 or higher.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
14.
14.
9.
10.
9.
9. You are fine.
Well, as soon as the connection cuts, he's running.
Perfect.
And he's got an open roof.
You start running down. I will say everybody's windows are open. Whose room do you jump into? Thoe's. Give me an acrobatics check just to see if you can make the landing safely, unless you're utilizing a spell. 21. There is as you jump into the room, there is a gentleman standing in Thoe's room with her. He has his hand pressed up against her arm, and Thoe, you feel a sharp black pain in your arm as what seems to be a tremor of energy starts here and radiates here, and it's almost like there's a like punch to the chest, almost like you get the air knocked out of you. It's like this. You all feel this. If you failed your con save, you take 5 points of necrotic damage. If you made that save, you don't have the air knocked out of you, but you feel the sharp pain in your arm, and your eyes awaken to the figure of a person wearing a black hood, sort of over their face, about to here, okay? A neckerchief up to around here, and their eyes, which are unnaturally bright in the dark lighting of your room, sort of staring down at you.
Did we heal from last time?
You have not healed unless you specify. A whole night went by.
A whole night went
so
by.
unless you took damage
so
during the day.
The longest. Got it.
Yeah. Everybody, go ahead and roll initiative for me, please.
So we don't get a long rest before this.
You do not get a long rest before this. If you use any spells,
Do I get a short rest before that?
you. We need to figure this out because you don't sleep. I need you to start specifying short rest. I will say enough time has passed from that time that you have gotten a short rest.
Great.
Okay? Do you understand?
Yeah, great.
Okay, but from here on in, I'm taking a short rest. Okay. 20 to 25, kids. Nope. Okay. 20 to 15.
15.
19.
19 is Thoe. Who's next?
15.
17.
Roll off.
I had 17.
17. So Mandrake.
Well, we both got 15, so.
You both got 15. Roll off.
8.
That's from 21.
No.
Oh,
You just
15, I'm sorry.
15. Yeah. So still Grim.
Still Grim.
And Day. 15 to 10. 10. Yeah, baby. 10 to 5.
6.
Right.
How thin are the walls? Just asking for a friend.
Pretty thin.
Okay.
Okay, kids. You awake. You are prone, and there is a figure over each of you, sort of standing there, all up in your business. The only one with an extra person in their space is Thoe. As you look up to see this figure in front of you, you also see Enwyn, sort of in your Prith as he's jumped in through the window. Thoe, you are up first as this figure stands in front of you.
All right, so 15-foot cone.
Yep.
Is not going to hit Enwin.
Correct. It is not going
and
to hit
it's
Enwin.
also not going to ignite anything else in the room because a cone of 15 feet should keep the room safe, or are there things in the room that would ignite?
Okay, so this is you, Thoe. The room is wood. It's not a stone room. So the floor, the ceilings, like there are things that will ignite in this space.
Then
should you start slinging fire?
I am not going to do that.
Okay.
So do I have enough time? Do I have my scimitar with me? Do I have enough time to swing with my scimitar?
You are none of you are wearing armor.
Okay.
So unequip your armor right now. Any magical items. Your sword is close by because I would imagine you would all sleep with a sort of the baseball bat under the pillow sort of thing. Yeah. So your sword would be close by. Your scimitar would be close by as well. But you are not wearing armor. It takes about 10 minutes to start donning armor.
Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at Enwin and say, let's go get him. And I'm going to wild shape into a tiger so I can attack this one, and that way we can go out and hopefully...
Give me a perception check. Just as a free action as you...
Okay, 19 plus 5, 14. Sorry, 24.
You're ready. Your connection to the earth is restored. You wild shape into that tiger, and it just takes a hair longer. It takes like a couple of milliseconds longer, and you don't know why. But it's only because you've done this 1,000 times before. Your connection to the earth has always been there. Okay. I just want you to be aware that when you do this, because your perception was so high, it takes a hair longer.
Okay.
Okay? Cool.
That is my bonus action, and...
It is not an action to wild shape?
No, it is a bonus action for me to wild shape.
Okay.
So then I will attack.
Okay. He's too close.
He's too close to it.
He's too close to pounce.
Even just a bite attack. No,
you can do a pounce. You can do a bite.
Pounce. I'm talking about a bite attack.
Yep. Give me an attack roll, but roll damage when you roll that attack.
Yeah.
Mandrake, you're up next.
Okay.
Can he go while I roll that because I am having trouble pulling out my tiger?
Yeah, Mandrake,
So,
you're up next, buddy.
Okay, I got a nat 20 on the con save. Do I get any kind of benefit to that?
No, you don't suffer the 5 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
That's sort of like.
I just wanted to ask.
Yep.
So guy standing in front of me.
Yep. Your hat is on your head.
Okay.
The cap of Kyle is not.
Okay. So no more wild magic effects.
The cap of Kyle lays at your feet.
Oh. Okay. I'm gonna. How close is this guy? He's like right at me.
He's
right?
really close.
Okay. Is there a disadvantage if I use my hat as a melee?
Yeah, your hat is specifically a throwing
ranged weapon.
Ranged weapon.
So, okay, I'm gonna try this. Let's see if it works. I'm gonna throw my hat, have it bounce off the wall behind him.
Okay.
And hit him in the back.
Okay. Give me an acrobatics check. I'm gonna have this burn your bonus action as well as you're using a dunk dunk dunk. Roll. You want
me to roll attack then acrobatics or
no? Roll an acrobatics check just to see if you can get the hat up and off the wall and against this guy.
Acrobatics 20, not now.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to bounce the wall. Now give me an attack roll.
Sorry. 14.
14 does not hit as the hat goes racing towards him, the blades sort of turning out, and you see this figure sort of like cock its head to the side, move in sort of a jerky movement, but sort of dodge out of the way as the hat comes narrowly close to hitting it, but does not quite hit it. Grim.
So...
It was 21 to hit, 10 points of damage bite.
Yeah. What kind of damage is this?
Piercing damage, it's a bite.
Okay. Yep.
Hat came back to my hand, by the way.
Yep, perfect. 10 points of damage as you bite into this sort of hard exterior for this humanoid figure standing in front of you.
So you said the idea is like you could have like your weapon underneath your bed kind of thing?
Yeah, I'd say you'd have your weapon underneath your bed.
So I'm going to use I'm going to have my Dagger of Adrena. I'm just going to grab that if I have it nearly close.
Sure.
I'm gonna go for the first strike at whatever object was attacking me.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a humanoid figure standing in front of you as you reach out with the dagger, and
That's gonna be that's a 2.
a 2. Yeah. Here's the deal. You grab that dagger, and you're like, I'm gonna channel a little bit of that ferocity, that grim sort of, and it, buddy, I don't know. You're losing a little oomph. You're losing a little your speed. Something is a little off, and you grab that dagger and you throw it, and there is a, like, and the head just sort of turns to the side and grabs your hand and stops it
And
and
I'm gonna
lowers
use
it
my
down.
extra attack, and I'm just gonna do an unarmed strike with my other hand.
Perfect.
And go full like wolf paw, claw, everything.
You're channeling Greg.
Yeah. And
Okay.
I'm just gonna
Channel
come
Greg.
in
Make this
line.
attack roll.
So that's let's see, unarmed strike.
They are up next, followed by Day.
17.
Okay.
And that is a 9.
Okay. Perfect. 9 points of damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Strike.
Okay. Yeah, you manage to swing your claws around, and you do 9 points of damage to the guy in your room. Hang on. 9 points of damage as you sort of reach around and sort of snag into him, tearing off a bit of the clothing, showing you the sort of metal, what you might imagine to be armor underneath the black sort of robes that it is wearing. That is your turn. For their turn, one of them, 5, 10, 15, 20, is going to run into the room that is directly across from it because the person it was told would be in this room. 5, 10, 15, 25. It'll get right to the door, but it won't be able to reach you. That's his movement. Other ones will start making attacks.
Sorry, that was 5. I'm sorry. I read that wrong. That's 5.
5 points of damage?
5 points of damage.
I will erase it and make him even more powerful.
Thank you.
The other ones are going to take attacks against you. This will be a 20 to hit you, Mandrake.
Hits.
Okay. That will be...
Uncanny dodge.
Okay. Give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
13.
Okay. 13 does not cut it. As you feel the short sword sort of pierce into you, and as you do, I'm going to make this easier on myself. You are going to take 6 points of piercing damage and 24 points of poison damage as the poison enters your system and begins attacking your nervous system.
So 30 points of damage total.
30 points of damage
Fantastic.
total. That is their move. Let's see. Thoe as a tiger. Thoe, that is a 24 to hit.
Yeah.
Right. Thoe, you take 2 points of slashing damage and 16 points of poison damage. As
That's
this,
how you're rolling the little ones first.
yeah. 16 points of poison damage as it courses through. Did you make a con save? Make a con save for
I
me.
did not.
Yeah. As you start to fight against whatever.
16, 19.
Okay. 19 is actually going to make it, so you only take 8 points of poison damage.
Oh, okay. What
Okay.
was it? It was 18? Okay.
Yep. That will be. Oh, I'm rolling hot. I'm so sorry. That is a 20 against AC, Chris.
Oh, yeah, that hits.
Yeah. You take 4 points of piercing and. Oh, buddy. 25 points of poison damage. Give me a con save as this attack lands and you feel this thing cut into you.
That's me 9, 11.
11. No, that's a failure, so you're going to take the full damage on that
So you
one,
said
buddy.
25 points?
Yeah, 25 points of
Plus.
poison damage. Yeah.
Yep.
And let's go.
It's fine. We're fine. We're totally fine.
14 against AC. Yep. 6 points, give me a con save. 6 points of piercing damage as well as.
Con save, like it's just you just add straight con, right? Or
no, you have a
yeah.
con. Nope.
18.
No. You have a con saving throw.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and you're adding your wisdom to that?
The con, like you do it from your savings throws here.
Right.
She's looking at the right one.
She's looking at the
Yeah.
right one. So 18.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. You take 12 points of poison damage as this poison rockets through you, and then Nyx.
Is it a spell or are they just stabbing?
It is just an attack.
Damn it.
That is a 15 versus AC.
Yeah?
Yep. Give me a con save, buddy.
Oh boy.
2 points of slashing and
19.
19. So you will take 10 points of poison damage as this poison
the
starts rocking
slashing?
through. Yeah, let me double check. Piercing. Sorry, piercing damage.
How much was that for piercing?
That was 4 points. We'll say 4 points of piercing damage. Okay, that is their turn. Day.
Okay, so the first thing she's gonna do is cast fear on it.
Okay.
Which causes the creature to run as far. It has to make wisdom of 14, please.
Wisdom save of 14. It fails that save.
Cool. So as soon as it backs up, because it has to take the dash action, she's just gonna look at it and be like, "Who are you?" Like really angrily looking.
Okay.
She's tired of people invading her space when she's sleeping.
What spell are you casting specifically? Cause fear?
No, fear.
Fear.
You project a phantasmal image of a creature's worst fears. Each
Mhm.
creature in a 30-foot cone must succeed on a wisdom savings throw or drop whatever it is they're holding and become frightened for the duration.
Yeah. While fighting, the creature must take a dash action, okay, on their turn. Yep. Unless there is nowhere to run. So they don't run away yet.
Mhm.
They drop the sword, and they just stand there as if they're afraid of you.
Mhm.
Cool. And you yell at it, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
Cool. That is your turn. Are you doing anything with your bonus action?
Not yet, no. Mm.
Okay, perfect. That's great. Good move. Nyx.
How high up is my room?
Your room's about, I don't know, conservatively, like, let's say 15. They're used to larger customers. 20 feet?
20 feet in the...
High?
Okay. I'm
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet across?
Yeah, I'll misty step to the door.
Okay.
And then from there, I'm still prone, so I'm gonna...
You're using half your movement speed to get up?
To get up, and the other half to get out.
Okay. Of the space. So
yes,
this is
into
you,
the
correct?
hallway.
So it's...
Closing the door behind me.
1, 2, and then you are making your way out into the hallway as you misty step to the door, and then which way are you running down the hallway?
Probably...
This is the way out?
I'm probably actually going to go straight across.
Well,
just because...
To this room?
Yes.
Okay, so you end up...
If the door's unlocked,
You
I'm
end
gonna
up
go
at
straight in.
the door, straight here, and then as you end up at the door straight there, you see a figure standing at the door down the hallway as you make your way over here towards Grimm's room.
Yeah, I'm definitely going inside.
You've reached the door. You used
Okay,
half your movement
that's
speed
fine.
to get up. You used the
No
dash,
worries.
and then 5, 10,
Great.
15. Because you have 30 feet of movement speed,
Yeah.
correct? All right,
Yeah.
you make it to the door.
That's fine.
Okay? The door doesn't appear to be locked.
Great.
Okay? Cool. That is your turn, Enwin.
Edwin is going to move around to the other side without provoking
An attack of opportunity. Okay, perfect. Boom, 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 boom.
With his action, he's going to grab the necklace to put the armor on.
Okay.
I will take my 1 damage.
Take your 1 damage. Your chitinous armor piercing into your spine. Oh, if the plant man has a spine, and it hurts. That's your action. What are you doing with your bonus action?
I'm going to do Cloak of Flies.
Okay. Tell me more about Cloak of Flies.
Once for a short rest, as a bonus action, you surround yourself with a 5-foot aura of flies that grants you advantage on intimidation checks, but disadvantage on all other charisma checks.
Cool.
A creature that starts its turn in the aura takes 4 poison damage.
Okay, so his chest opens, and you see this as all of these flies start pouring out of Enwin's chest, surrounding him. around him and any creature within 5 feet of him. That would include just this sort of darkened figure in the room once they start their turn there, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. That
as my free action, I'm just going to say, this is your one and only chance to tell us exactly who you
are. The head turns around. Turns around in the body to look at you, and then turns around 180 degrees back to the way that it was looking before, towards Thoe. That's that turn. We're back at the top of the initiative order. Did you fall out of wild shape when you took that damage, or do you still have time for your tiger?
I shouldn't have, because I had to do a concentration check, right? And I passed it?
No, there's no for wild shape. It's just
Yeah.
the amount of hit points that you have.
No,
I just want to make sure.
No, I'm fine.
Okay, because I didn't know how many hit points a tiger
No.
has.
No, tiger has 37, and I lost 10.
Great.
Which now I realize I put on to Thoe and not tiger, so I can actually add 10 and then take 10 off tiger.
Okay. You took 10 total?
Yeah, because it was 18, but 10. It was 2 or 4. Anyway, but I got the con save, so it was half, so it was a total of 10 instead of 18.
You're good. What are you doing with your? What are you doing with your turn?
Oh, with my turn, I'm going to do more of the same. I'm going to bite him because there's no way for me to, without an attack of opportunity, run around to get that 20-foot pounce, right? It would be an attack of opportunity.
Yes,
to do
you would. You would have to break attack of opportunity, and there's also furniture in the room. And
okay,
if
so
anyone wasn't in the room, I would say that there might be a chance, but
that's
no.
fine. I'm just going to bite him.
Yeah.
Okay, so the attack is a 16 to hit.
16 just hits.
Okay. And the bite is 5 piercing.
5 piercing. You bite into this thing and feel a little bit of the hot liquid inside spurt out. That's your action. What are you doing with your bonus action?
My bonus action is no, I'm not. Nope, nothing with my bonus action.
You're good. Okay, that was Thoe's turn. Mandrake.
Quick question. Last time I said I was using Uncanny Dodge. Was that 30 including my Uncanny Dodge?
No.
Oh, okay, so I get to add 15 back.
You get to add 15 to that.
Okay, just making sure. Little clarification.
Okay.
Okay.
However, I need to look at Uncanny Dodge. I don't think you're able to Uncanny Dodge poison damage. I think you're able to dodge on attack, and then the poison damage is if the attack lands.
So what I have is
Read
when
more.
an attacker that you can see hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to have the attack's damage against you. That's all it says.
Okay, then I'll allow that. For some reason, you're able to dodge out of the way, and this.
I didn't get as much poison from it.
Maybe you didn't get as much poison from it. Okay. Okay.
Okay. With that being said, Kyle's hat's on the ground next to me.
Kyle's hat is on the ground next to you.
Is there anything else near me on the ground?
There's your bed. There's a nightstand.
My case, I would have put that in my bag, so my bag of holding, which I pretty much keep on me.
Correct. Your bag of holding is still in the room.
Okay, and it's still on me?
Yes.
Okay.
As much as anything could be on you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just making sure.
Yeah.
So I am by the window, correct? I mean, I have an open room.
Sure.
The roof is open.
Yeah, I'll say that.
Okay. So I know that Grimm's room is right next to mine, correct?
Correct.
So I am going to use Expeditious Retreat.
Okay.
I'm gonna jump around to try to go through Grimm's window.
You're gonna jump outside.
So I'm gonna grab the wall and do like a swing around to try to.
I love this. Now here's
I hear you.
where physics come into play here. Okay. So here's your window. I imagine your window would be right there. It's like you have an open roof that looks into the night sky. So you're going to jump over the wall.
Yeah, jump up onto the roof, slide down, and hope his window's open.
Okay.
Using Expeditious Retreat.
Okay. How much movement does Expeditious Retreat give you?
Double my movement, if I remember correctly.
Okay. Give me, as your action, this is going to burn your whole action.
Okay.
You are trying to parkour up a roof.
Okay.
up a wall, onto a roof, and then off the roof into what you hope is an open window.
Generally, is that what I do?
Okay. We are going to take an attack of opportunity.
I use Expeditious Retreat, so that doesn't do anything for me?
Doesn't Expeditious Retreat increase your movement speed?
Yeah.
I don't think it does anything about...
This spell allows you to move at an incredible pace. When you cast the spell and then use a bonus action on each of your turns until the spell ends, you can take the dash action.
Yep. Not disengage. Not
Okay.
disengage.
Well,
so you are moving so fast. You move so fast, but
But he hit.
But he gonna try. 15 against AC.
That is my armor class.
All right, so that hits.
He can still use his action to disengage.
He
I didn't
could
say
do
it yet,
that.
so
He could. Everybody gets
For
one.
future reference.
Tell him, Peter. Everybody gets one. Yeah. So yes,
Okay.
if you want to use your action to disengage,
Okay.
I will let you use your bonus action to cast this spell upon yourself.
Okay.
You will not be able to use your bonus action to Expeditious Retreat.
The bonus act. It is one bonus action to cast. When you cast a spell, and then as a bonus action on each of your turns until the spell ends, you can take the dash action.
Correct.
So
So you
as
use
soon
a
as you
bonus action
to cast as part of that spell, you get to do it.
You get an additional bonus action.
Not that.
You don't get an additional bonus action. it's part of the spell.
Unlimited bonus actions.
Two sides of the coin.
on each of your turns until the spell ends. So I will allow this. On each of your turns until the spell ends.
Okay, so I disengage.
Disengage.
Use the spell.
Got it?
And then I try to parkour into Grimm's window.
Perfect.
Nice.
Give me a D20.
Just
Wait.
straight D20?
Did you roll it?
Yeah.
Odds, the window is closed. Even, the window is open.
It's an 8.
Okay. The window is open.
Okay. Acrobatics, yeah?
Acrobatics.
Which is so weird because that's. I don't know why
29.
30 feet to the roof. Another 30 feet into the window. Give me an attack roll.
Don't mess with my
Oh, no, I know what just happened. Damn it.
We're in trouble.
Just go ahead and add your dex modifier.
Jeez, when does that happen?
Tuesday.
17?
Does a 17 hit your AC?
No. Yes, because I'm 14.
All right, so Mandrake Madigan climbs up his wall, jumps off the roof, grabs the ledge, swings in the room, and kicks into the back of Grimm,
Son of a bitch. You ruined
knocking
my cool
him
attack.
prone, but landing on his feet.
You ruined my
I
cool
came to
attack.
help, I'm sorry!
You ruined my cool attack. I was about to do some, like,
You've
whoa,
thrown off his
thing,
groove.
dude, like.
Opens the door. Oh, I see you're
I'm
busy.
sorry, but
Sorry.
you've thrown off a
That
groove.
is your turn.
How much damage does he take? Nothing.
Well,
guys.
I'm going to say,
crowd.
as you slide into the room, you're like, oh shit! Like your legs sort of like you manage to knock him down. I'm not going to have him take damage
Okay.
because the person in front of him is going to get attacks at advantage because he is knocked prone.
Oof.
I was coming to help.
We can censor this in
Okay,
post.
so Enwin's going to take a hit here, but he's starting his turn. He's starting his turn within this realm. So what does he need to do?
Nothing. He takes 4 damage.
He just takes 4 damage.
4 poison damage.
4 poison damage. You watch as this entity looks like he's taking damage, but you're not sure if he's taking the full amount that he should be taking at this moment. But he takes 4 points of it. Enwin, anything else that happens to him because of the Spoken Flies? Okay. He is going to make an attack against you.
Okay.
Actually, no. Odds he's attacking you, even he's attacking Thoe. He's attacking you, Enwin. 22 to hit. 22 doesn't hit. That doesn't.
My AC is actually 80.
That's all right. So
Roll a
You
D100.
don't have armor on, right?
you do not have armor on at all.
Yeah, noted.
So that is 3 piercing, and then give me a Constitution saving throw.
Is it against poison?
It is against poison.
I have resistance.
That's great. So roll high.
Yeah, it's resistance, not advantage. That's 10.
That's 10. You will take 20 points of poison damage, reduced to 10 because of your resistance to poison damage as the poison racks through your body. Is Cloak of Flies a concentration spell?
It's not a spell.
It's not a spell.
Feature.
It's a feature. Cool. Then you are good. That is his turn. What is this guy going to do? He is going to run after Nyx. So let's do this. He's going to go 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and get right up there. That's his movement.
Great.
And then he is going to take a swing at him. And he's going to whiff with a nat 1 and and try to bring this short sword out, and it is not going to do much good at all. The one in Day's room. Hello. 13 against AC.
Yes.
Yes. You will take 2 points of piercing damage. Give me a Constitution saving throw, please. 11. So you are going to take 13 points of poison damage as you feel some more poison rack through. No, he is afraid of you. Yeah, so he dropped his sword, and he needs to use his move to run away from you. So you're going to disregard all of that.
Cool.
He's going to run away. Are you going to take a attack of opportunity against him?
I definitely am.
So give me a melee attack against him, please.
Actually, it's his turn.
It is his turn.
Okay, so he wouldn't answer me before the attack then. He would just... Okay. Darn it, I was hoping it would happen. 19.
A 19?
Yeah.
Yeah, that hits. Well, roll damage.
I'm so proud of this. That's 2.
Okay, yeah. You do 2 points of damage as you hit it, and it does not seem to answer you. As you have caused it to run away in pain and fear. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It makes its way outside of your room.
Making its way out the room because it's scared of Day.
There you go. Okay. It does not have... It still has line of sight on you. That's its turn. This one went, it attacked. This one went and attacked Nyx. This one's going to make... These two are going to run out into the hall. Well, this guy at least, and he's going to make an attack against Nyx. Because Nyx is the only one in the hallway. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And he is going to stand in this hallway as they're going to start to gang up on Nyx a little bit. So Nyx.
Yeah.
That is a 20 to hit.
Yeah.
Give me that con save, dude.
15.
A point of bludgeoning, of piercing damage.
Okay.
And you roll the 15.
Yeah.
I need to check that. I think that makes it. So we'll say it makes it. So you take 8 points of poison damage.
Ow.
Cool. And that is, I believe, everybody's turn except for the guy on you. He's going to get attack of advantage.
Why wouldn't he?
All right.
I was helping.
That is a 22 versus AC.
That hits.
I was hoping for that crit.
No, that's Chris. You open it.
Give me a Constitution saving throw, dude. 2 points of...
It's 11.
2 points of piercing and 20 points of poisoning damage.
Ooh.
20 points of poison damage.
Yep. And that is their turns. Day.
So this is probably one of really weird. She wants to grab the weapon it dropped.
Okay.
So she's gonna run up, grab that, and then
You dropping... What weapon are you holding right now?
I'm holding a rapier.
You're holding a rapier. Okay.
Yeah, which is mine. So she'd probably just put it back on the bed next to her.
Got
And
it.
then pick that one up.
Okay.
I'm not sure how this works actions-wise, so correct me if I'm wrong. She wants to move towards it.
Okay.
And then attack again. Because she still has fear on. Is that too much in one turn?
No, that should work. 5, 10.
So what would be my stats for the weapon I have now?
Are you proficient with short swords?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so give me a add your proficiency and add your dex to that.
Okay. To got it.
Oh, I know. Thank you, dear. I'm trying to see if the other ability transfers over to her.
Oh.
15.
You're a good boy. Thank you, baby. A 15 to hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, you hit. You slice into this thing.
Okay. And then do I roll a d8 or what would you have me roll for damage?
I would have you roll a d6.
A d6. Any modifiers to just dex?
Yeah, 1d6 plus dex.
It would be 3.
Then roll. I'll actually roll this.
I don't like that either.
Okay.
Or maybe I do. I don't know. I can't tell.
So you rolled a 3 total, 3 plus your dex?
It's 3 with my dex because I got a 2 on the d6.
Okay, so you do 3 points of piercing, and then you sort of slice into this thing as the poison from the blade cuts through it. And it takes a good amount of damage, but it is still standing. And you are ending your turn right up against it, right?
Yes.
Got it. Okay. Cool. Nyx.
Okay, I'm going inside.
Okay, you are going to take 2 attacks of opportunity as you head inside.
Do I want to do that then? All right. Great. I'm actually. Jeez, what do I want to do?
All right, keep going, buddy. You're doing good. And when
yeah.
you're up next.
I'll cast Misty Step to get farther down the hallway.
Okay.
Just because.
This way?
Yeah, because I have to be able to see where I'm going.
Okay. 30 feet?
Yeah.
Where you want to go? Right here.
Well, it's
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You can make it to like down the stairs a bit.
Okay, and then I'll use my other action to just sprint farther down.
Cool. You make your way downstairs into a large scene in front of you. The bar has erupted into utter and total chaos. You make your way to the top of a set of stairs leading downward, and the center of the room, you see your good buddy Knock. Knock is kicking butt and taking names with this giant axe. Felrin is over in the corner. He is also kicking butt and taking names. Knock, you're going to be a pretty princess right now. And Bob is off on the corner as well. And they are all attacking a very large creature in the center of this room.
Nice.
It is a large creature with eye stalks, with separate eye stalks coming out of the center of it. And they all seem to be concentrating their fire at this particular being, and this is what you see at the top of the stairs.
Thank you, pizza people.
Thank you to Domino's Pizza, who are not a sponsor, but I asked them to write the name of something that they would like the group to fight tonight, and sure enough, the Domino's Pizza people are like, we play D&D, so the group is fighting the group downstairs is fighting a giant beholder, because I wasn't going to do that to you guys.
I totally thought when Tim said it when I walked in, he was joking.
Nope.
No, I looked in the box.
Domino's.
It was right there.
I just looked at
Enwin.
pizza.
Your turn, my dude.
I just the pizza. Anyone is going to cast Vampiric Touch.
Okay. Tell me about Vampiric Touch.
Vampiric Touch. The touch of your shadow-wreathed hand can siphon life force from others to heal your wounds. Make a melee spell attack against a creature within your reach. On a hit, the target takes 6 necrotic damage, and you regain hit points equal to half the amount of necrotic damage.
Give me an attack, please.
That was an 18.
18 hits. Roll damage.
6, 10, 12, 13.
13. Give me a perception check. Take 7 points of damage, because I'm a kind and merciful DM. 7 points of healing.
Oh, okay, I was looking. Perception. That's a solid 10.
You don't know what it is? Everything's fine? Everything's great?
Everything's great.
We're rocking it.
This is amazing.
Zoe!
Okay, I was try another one of these bites. Okay, so I'm going to bite again.
Okay.
That is an 18 to hit.
18 hits.
It is going to be 8, 9, 10, 11 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to expend 1 spell slot for what is that? It's combat wild shape. I can expend 1 spell slot for 1d8 per level of the spell slot to gain back health points for my tiger.
This is a Circle of the Moon feature?
Yes.
All right, what spell slot are you expanding?
I am expending a level 1 spell slot.
All right.
1d8. And so I'm getting back 7 points.
7 points of healing.
Healing.
As you see some of the wounds on the tiger start to close up. Mandrake.
Look down at Grim.
You look down at Grim.
Sorry.
That's on me.
And then I am going to throw. How many feet away?
How many feet?
I'm like 10 feet away now.
10
right?
feet away, and you've got a prone Grim in front
Got
of
a
you.
prone Grim in front of me. I'll use an action to help him up. Yeah. No. So I reach down, help him up.
Dunk.
Okay. And then all I have is a bonus action left, right?
I will allow you to have used your bonus action to lift him up if you would like to make an attack.
I would like to make an attack.
Make an attack and roll sneak attack damage if this attack lands.
22.
22.
Yeah.
22 hits.
Okay. So it's. You said sneak attack, right?
Yes.
Okay, well that one landed perfectly up, so that doesn't count. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 14 points of damage. It's been a while, I'm sorry.
Sure, 14 points of damage.
Oh wait, one more, sorry. 20 points of damage.
20 points total. He's looking rough. Cool. That is your...
And I rolled a nat 20 on my return for my hat.
Okay, so you get a second attack here, right?
So, opponent is blinded until his next turn.
Interesting.
Great.
Okay. That is...
Throw some
your
food.
turn.
That's
Use your
awesome.
bonus action. Grim.
So I'm up, alert, and awake.
You're alive, awake, alert,
Very
enthusiastic.
pissed off.
Yes.
I am lunging towards that first person. And
Okay.
just using my dagger.
Okay.
And to attack, that is a 17.
What? Okay. 17 to hit?
Yes.
17 hits. Roll damage, please. Have you specified what sort of damage this is doing today?
So I'm using my dagger.
Right.
The dagger of Adrena.
So is it doing fire?
So this
doing
is piercing damage.
Piercing is. You also get elemental damage with the dagger of Audrina.
I thought it was just for the sword.
Nope. Dagger of Audrina as well.
Okay, sweet. Then I am definitely gonna go.
Roll damage for me.
Yeah.
They are up next.
Okay. 6. That's gonna be 9. 8. I'm sorry. 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage.
Yeah.
Let's
So it'll be fire damage.
Okay, let's look at the damage for this because it seems like you're not doing enough right now. Roll an attack, another attack if you're taking another attack on this turn.
Good. That is going to be a 16.
16.
Yep. And then I'm going to go for the dagger again.
Okay.
It's a 1d4 plus 6.
Okay.
So that's 3 plus 6 is 9. Plus I have a plus 2 if I do a one-armed or a one-handed attack.
Do it.
So that's 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage on top of that. He falls.
Motherfucker.
That's the good news. The bad news is these three guys. 1,
Bless.
2, 3. All run into the room, and I think they're going to stop here as the two of you sort of stand here by the window. This guy is still afraid of Day. So he is going to run into this room. Go ahead and give me an attack of opportunity if you so choose.
10.
10 is going to miss. He is going to make a wisdom save.
I get you now.
What is the spell save DC for this fear?
14.
Okay, he makes his save, and he is no longer afraid of you as he gets out of eyesight and succeeds on his save and is around the corner from you. This guy's going to turn around and take an attack against Thoe. Thoe, this guy's going to not want it and completely whiff on this attack. So that is his turn. I don't think any attacks got off that. Oh, that's not true. I need to roll for the Beholder.
Oh no.
As you have entered the playing field.
Out of the frying pan.
Into
the beholder.
Oh. I was into the fire damage.
That looks way better.
Beholder's going to go at the end of the initiative order, so we're going to go to Day.
So, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble saying with the mic. He's around the corner, so he can't see me anymore.
The only way that he can make his save against you is if he is out of eyeshot, so you see him go into this room and go off to the side. Before you see Enwin, who's cloaked in a shroud of flies.
Okay. So if I walk away from him, he won't get attack of opportunity.
Who are you going to walk away from?
From the one who got out of eyesight.
There's no one near you. They only take an attack of opportunity if they are up close and personal with you. You are here. You are sort of alone in this doorway. There's nobody that you can see other than Enwin directly across the hall. You hear sounds of carnage, and you see Nyx that has sort of... you see probably the back of Nyx as he's sort of up against the stairs.
Okay, Enwin. She's gonna go where Enwin is then.
Okay, where are you going?
I guess that's across the room.
1, 2.
Is that where they are?
3. Okay. And then he is going to make an attack. A 12 to hit.
Yeah.
12 hits? Okay.
We're not wearing armor.
You're not wearing armor. I know. All right. You take a whopping 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Would you like to do anything with your move, or with your action?
Yeah, she's gonna attack the thing that just hit her. Or at least try.
Okay.
21.
21 hits. Roll. We'll roll a con save. Roll. It makes its con save. Give me a D6.
Plus the modifier.
Okay. So roll a D6 and add your dex.
Okay, it would be 6.
Okay. This one falls. Dunk, and hits the ground.
And then Thoe's looking good. Are you good health wise?
You cannot see Thoe past the
cloud
of flies that is in front of you, emanating from Enwin.
I guess I couldn't tell with you since you have a cloud of flies. So, as a bonus action, she is just going to cast Healing Word at first level on herself.
Okay.
She takes 3.
3. Okay. Are you using your bardic abilities to cast Healing Word, or is this a cleric spell?
Healing Word is under cleric.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
10.
Cool. That is your turn, Day. Nyx.
Mage armor.
Mage armor. Great move.
Now that I'm out of the way, I see that they're not following me. I'm assuming, or
you're probably peeing in the hallway, but you realize that they are not following you.
All right, and I see the beholder downstairs as well.
You do see the beholder downstairs.
Okay, how many? Is it just the beholder, or are there other enemies?
There seems to be a giant beholder in the middle of the space. Give me a perception check as you look about.
Okay. Perception 18.
There is a cloaked figure. He looks smaller than average human that you recognize immediately.
Okay.
As a figure that had a bunch of mice with him the last time that you fought him, and he has a mechanical hand.
Great.
You recognize him as the being known as Meneth that tried to capture a good amount of your friends in a space, and a bit of a religious fanatic.
All right. Well, I think I'm gonna turn around and head back to the rooms just so I can stay with everyone.
You're like, cool, not my scene, guys. Bye.
Yeah.
Nope. All right, you are at the beginning of the hallway then, and these guys are sort of. They all look over at you, and I think Felrin looks up at you, and you guys make eye contact, and you're like, shit, and he's like, and you're like, okay, cool. Good luck. You got this.
Bye.
Not for me. Enwin.
I'm just gonna swing out with another melee attack for Vampiric Touch.
Vampiric Touch.
Hold on. It's a concentration. Doesn't really matter.
Concentration.
That's an 11.
11 is going to miss. Are you doing anything with your bonus action? Does Shroud of Flies, does that keep doing recurring?
Yeah, until I dismiss it as a bonus action or I am disabled.
Okay, so he's taking another 8 points at this point. 4 at the beginning. Does he keep taking damage as he's within your field?
Every time he starts his turn, he'll take another.
Every time he starts your turn?
Yeah,
Okay.
he starts
his turn. So he's taking 4 at the start of the time you cast that spell, and then another 4. If I haven't been doing recurring damage at the start of his turn. So
at the start of his turn, he should take 4 damage.
Another 4 damage.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking.
Okay, yes.
Cool. Okay, great. And there's no save against this. It's just something that happens.
It's just
There's no. That's good. Recurring 4 damage. I love it. It's like a bleed. All right, that's Enwin's turn. Thoe.
Okay, so if I were to, I'm not saying I'm going to, but if I were to drop Wild Shape, that's a bonus action, but grabbing my sword would be a full action, correct?
No. No. However, It's
okay. I'll just bite
it gets dicey. You know what?
Yeah,
No.
I know it's weird.
Take it as a free action, but it's a bonus action to drop, and then I would say you're able to just sort of grab your sword. Have you made an attack with the weapon?
No.
You've
Well, before, yeah, I've used the weapon before.
So would you have thought to place the weapon back down as you wild shaped, or would you have just wild shaped and dropped the weapon?
I didn't think I ever picked up the weapon.
That's what I was
stood
asking.
Up and, I stood up and...
Then it's still on the nightstand. I would say you're able to grab it. You know exactly where it is. But if you had taken an attack with it, yeah.
But normally it's a bonus action to make it flame on.
It is not flamed on.
So it would just be a regular thing, and then I could use my next bonus action for it.
Correct.
Okay, I'm not doing enough damage with this bite, and I can't get any distance. So I'm going to go ahead and drop Wild Shape.
Wild Shape is dropped.
Okay,
You're standing back in the room.
I'm going to hit with that Flame Tongue.
Okay.
That is that misses.
That misses. Okay, that is your turn, Mandrake.
Okay, so it's me, Grim standing next to me.
3 guys have just entered.
3 guys in front of me.
Yep. Open window behind you, or open window behind you.
Okay. Okay. So I am going to.
Oh my God! Please do this.
What do you want me to do?
Nothing. No, I didn't know what you were doing. I didn't know if you were going to go full lethal weapon on this.
I'm going to take something that Mandrake hasn't done yet.
Okay, do it.
A little bit. So I'm going to cast Nilok Snowball Swarm.
Okay.
I get to choose a point within 60 feet.
Okay.
And a 5-foot radius sphere centered on that point.
Sure.
Every creature in that sphere has to make a dexterity saving throw. We are more than 5 feet away. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I would like to center it on the center guy.
Yeah. Normally there's a sense of joy in this sort of maniacal laughter in your head when you cast these spells as Cheshire relishes alongside with you. That voice is noticeably absent.
This is like an A1.
All right, cool. 2 of them definitely fail their save. 1 of them makes it.
Okay, so 4, 5, 6, 7 points of damage.
Okay.
The ones who failed only take half.
Okay, so they'll say the guy takes, the two of them take 7, one takes 4.
But Mandrake notices that there was no, like, the Cheshire wasn't with me on this one.
Your eyes dart to the hat on the floor.
My hat.
The Kyle cap.
The Kyle cap's in the other room.
Yes. You flash. We'll say you flash back to the memory of you waking up and your hat being on the ground. As you go, oh crap! Do you say anything out loud?
No, I wouldn't say it out loud.
Cool.
But so that was my spell. I have a bonus action. I still have. I still have Expeditious Retreat intact.
Here you go, buddy.
I'm just gonna take a step away from Grim off to the left. Give him a little room.
Okay.
Just because I know he has a wide berth.
Okay, would you take, please? Yeah, go ahead. Grim, 3 guys in front of you. There's a body of one sort of like to the ground. And what would you like to do with your action?
I'm going to ingest a liquid from a necklace of blood of the wolf.
Okay.
And hopefully don't go too berserk.
Okay, lately you have been spending a lot of time saying that, oh, the Jabberwock, oh yeah, the Jabberwock, like he's like, and you're starting to get into it. A little bit of that touch is missing as you sort of take a little bit of the swig of the...
So this says a DC 12 saving throw or go berserk.
That's you, buddy.
That's an 8.
Yep.
Like as it's coming on, can I just want to be like, get the hell out, like just go, like, because, or does it?
As you feel this take hold, I will let you forego your attack action and push him out the window.
Or leap straight into that group of 3 and tear some shit up. Like.
You go berserk.
You
are indiscriminate. You're indiscriminate. I will say that you moved and then you took a swig and then you went nuts.
I'm up in that spot.
You went crazy.
See.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Was that an action to take the blood of the wolf?
Yeah.
Okay. So the claws get longer. His eyes go completely feral, and he just looks nuts.
Bye.
He looks nuts, and you're for the first time in your life you are scared of Grim.
Now Mandrake says, "Oh shit."
That was their turn.
I am no longer in the building anymore. I'm so sorry for what I'm about to do. Everybody
buddy.
leave, please.
Okay. Crap. He can't get past you without taking an attack, so they are just. They're
Ooh,
gonna.
and you have plus.
Did you?
It's plus 10 to my temporary HP.
Hand.
Yeah, you're gonna want that.
Oh, I'm
Flip it.
I don't.
Okay, so 15 versus AC.
At this point, yes.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll all these attacks. And that one. Another 15 versus AC.
Hits.
Give me 2 Constitution saving throws, please.
Okay, so the first one was 7 plus 5. That's going to be 11, 12, 13. 13 for the first one, and then for the second one, 5, 6, 10.
Okay. We're gonna start with the 13 points of piercing. Are you up?
13 points of piercing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Just so.
Then.
Ooh. Never mind. I should have said this earlier, but I'll take that one myself.
What?
So because when I go all like crazy, I get to pick like I didn't roll the 1d8 plus 2 for how many rounds I actually go berserk and what type of immunity I get.
Yeah, I would roll that.
Okay, so that's going to be a 4 rounds.
Okay.
But you already said piercing, but
you developed a piercing immunity, so don't take those 40. Don't take the 10 points of damage. Don't take the 10 points of piercing. That's fine. You do take 40 points of poison damage. As these 2 guys, one of them misses, but the 2 of them connect, one to the side, one to the other side, and sort of one up top and one down below. Okay. Yes, we may, Aubrey Faye. Are you up?
How does death saves work?
You are not unconscious. On your next turn, you watch as like he takes the blood of the wolf and he runs forward. And he's like, yeah, dum, dum, poof, and his head hits the ground. On your next roll, you will start making death saving throws.
Cool. I don't know how it works. This will be great.
Day.
You done goofed. I'm kidding. I goofed. So weird thing. As a cleric, of death, would she have any intuition as to the people that she's really close to?
Absolutely.
Really? Cool.
And you instinctively reach up to brush your hand through your hair, which is plain. There's no ghostly presence to your hair.
She is going to make her way.
You have no connection to death right now. Let me be very clear about this. As you go, like, I wonder if I would have a connection, and you're like, you brush your hands through your hair, and there is no ghostly strand of hair. There is no translucent hair. Your hair is exactly as it was before you made your pact with death.
Okay.
So you go. Everything is fine.
Because she wouldn't know. She then, in that case, she would try to get near Enwin to see if she can help with this thing in between them.
Okay. Yeah. So you get next to Enwin.
And then she is going to...
Because there are 3 of you flanking, all attacks would have advantage now, as you sort of like take one side of this thing.
Cool. She's going to attack it.
Okay.
And
with the short sword in your hand?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That is going to be 14.
At advantage?
Yes.
Okay. 14 does not hit.
Okay.
Hang on, let me double check. So I want to be right about this, because we're starting to get to the point where it really matters. No, 14 does not hit. So that is your action. Are you doing anything with your bonus action?
Yeah, she's going to, she's gonna do something weird, and she's gonna try to reach out and touch one of the flies, and just like, as it goes, stroke it with her finger, and then try to see if it'll fly by his ear as a bardic inspiration. Like the buzz, like, rings in his ears, and like...
Sure.
I know it's weird, but it sounds cool.
Day like reaches over and grabs one of the flies and sort of channels her bardic inspiration, and one of the flies, like, you're sort of ingrained in combat, but one of these little flies like flies by your ear, and it's like, you're doing great. I mean, you're like, huh, what? So you are inspired. What dice?
It's a D8.
D8 of inspiration as Day gets one of the, gives you a buzz. Nyx, you are in this hallway.
Did I see where Day went?
Yeah.
Okay, and I see she's not wearing armor.
Yep.
Alright, I'm gonna head into there then and cast Mage Armor on her.
Cool. Is Mage Armor a concentration spell?
It is not.
Oh, okay. Day, you feel a set of armor sort of shimmer into being around you. This seems a little broken to me. That you can just go around. You get Mage Armor.
Who isn't wearing armor. So as long as they're not wearing armor.
And I am very willing, please.
I mean, that makes sense.
That works. Your AC is now 13 plus your dex.
Solid.
So you have an AC of 14. Yeah, this is. I've never seen this utilized like in a way of like in a surprise attack. Yeah, that's your action.
Yeah, that's about it since I moved as well. Oh, actually, do I have any movement left?
You don't, because you have to touch her. You touch a willing creature, and so you are just all up on Day.
If you don't mind.
Honey.
Girl.
I've slept with dogs. You're fine.
Wow. For a very bright room.
Are you good?
That is shade, girl.
Enwin.
What is it? Like lie down with dogs? Something like that?
To a space where neither of them, no one except the enemy is within 5 feet of them.
No.
We're real close.
No, because they just started crowding around you, pal. It's like the four of you in this room. Like,
we should just.
There's nowhere because you could move here, but you'd be next to her. You could stay here. There's no space you can move to where you would not be within 5 feet of someone else in the room.
Sorry.
Sucks for y'all.
Excuse
I'm
me?
gonna reach out with Handpicked up.
It's fine.
Reach out and touch
Ooh,
faith.
do they have to make saves here?
No, because it's a touch. So
Touch.
I make a melee attack.
Make a melee attack.
That is a 26.
That hits. Roll damage.
Nice. 5, 8, 9, 10.
10. So you heal for 5, and this guy drops.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yes.
Cool.
I'm going to move away from them. I'm going to move
would like
out.
to use
I'm
an
going to move
attack
as far
of
out the door. And are any of the other doors open that I can see?
Give me a
Across the hall I can see?
perception check. 5, 10, 15, 20.
It's in that room, right? Just me?
10.
No, I'm still there.
No. I mean, you look over at the room across the way is open. I mean, and you look and you see that there's this door is probably open, and the room directly across. You think you're not sure.
That direction then.
You're gonna move that direction. Okay. Cool. Boom. That's your move, Thoe.
Okay, I am going to use my bonus action to flame on that sword. I am going to use my action to make a dash action.
5,
to run out the room.
10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
And then heading towards the rooms. Am I able to
40,
be looking as I'm going or
45,
using perception
50,
of any sort?
55, 60 will take you here. You see 3 individuals in front of you.
Okay, and that's as far as I can get. And I used up my bonus action, so...
You bonus action,
Yeah,
and you
that's
use your
it.
action to dash.
That's all I
That's
can
your
do.
turn. Mandrake, Madigan.
Okay, so I've seen Grim fall.
Yep.
I don't have any. I mean, would a healing potion do anything at this point if he's down?
You can run over, and you can.
I have my hand bow.
You do have your hand bow. You can fire your hand bow. That will be your action to administer a potion to him. You will make an attack roll at disadvantage, unfortunately, as he is not prone.
Okay.
So
I wasn't sure because the way that it reads is like that it douses him and then that like heals him.
Yes, but you still have to make an attack roll. Again, you're filling a potion, so if somebody's in the field of battle and you shoot them, but anytime somebody's not prone.
Okay.
However, if you want to use an action, you may use an action to run over, and you may use your movement and use an action to shove the potion down their throat and start pushing it down.
Okay. And that would just buy us a couple of seconds, basically.
It is, or you can start wailing. Baby, it is your house. We just live in it.
Okay. And there's 3 guys in front of me. I'm too far away.
No,
for
there's
attack.
there's a body in front of you. You might be able to see Thoe's head sort of creeping up.
But aren't all 3 guys between me
Okay.
and Thoe?
Right. So
So I
unconscious him.
yeah.
You see Thoe in combat or in range of the guy in the middle.
Okay, but I don't see the 2 guys on the other side of him?
You do see the 2
okay,
guys.
that's
in
what
the
I'm
middle.
asking.
Yeah.
Like I can
but
see
his body is in between
Yeah.
you and them.
me and them.
Do whatever you want to do.
So
Come on, buddy.
Mandrake would rage, not like rage, but like rage, and he would throw his axe. That is a 16.
16 to hit.
Yeah.
16 hits.
Okay.
You're aiming for the guy in the middle.
Yeah.
Roll sneak attack damage. As you do that, give me a d20, sir.
Do I roll them consecutively?
You just roll a d20 for me. You're looking for a 10 and above.
That is a 16. I did it.
So that you can mark 1 successful save on your turn.
I did it. Damn, I have
How much damage?
22. And 18. So make another attack.
Okay. How much damage total?
18.
Okay. You are not getting sneak attack here.
That's fine.
Make an attack.
Okay, I'm gonna attack the same guy.
Okay.
Well, that didn't go well. A 1 on that one.
Okay. The hat misses its mark. You succeed on a successful save.
Hat return.
Oh, buddy. So the first guy's going to lean forward against you.
There's 3 of them.
Yeah.
And you raged, and nobody else got their attention, except for the guy in the middle, who's now sort of directing his gaze towards Mandrake Madigan. One is going to take his sword out and shove it forward, causing you to lose 2 death saves. And the other one is going to... He's going to do the same. As you raged and provoked combat with him and shove his sword into your gut, causing you to fail the 3rd death save. And the life escapes Grimm's eyes. Day, it is your turn.
Can she get where she can see him?
You get into the hallway and you see Thoe with a shocked and pained look on her face. And you go running up to her, but she is standing in the doorway to this room.
Please move. Please.
You say, please move, please. I will let you as a free action move out of the way. There are 3 people standing in front of you.
Can she... She has spare the dying. Does it work if he's...
It does. There are 3 individuals sort of in the way. Spare the dying does not work if they are already dead.
Correct.
It stabilizes somebody who is making death saves and makes it so they don't have to make death saves anymore. He is unfortunately, Grimm is not in this world anymore.
So, at that point, she's probably pissed to hell.
Okay.
And she is going to do...
Nick, you're up
like,
next.
he's dead.
It's so hard to tell, sweetie. You walked into this room and you look, and there's sort of 3 black-clothed individuals in front of you, and 2 of them have swords in his side. You've seen him take hard hits before, but if you want to give me a medicine check at disadvantage, since you are outside of the room, that's going to be your bonus action.
I'm trying to figure out if I cast something in a 5-foot cube, if it's going to hit him.
Yes. No. You can cast it right in front of you, and and his body is just outside of that reach.
Okay, cool. She's gonna do that.
Okay.
At 4th level.
4th level.
Cloud of Daggers.
Okay. What is the save for Cloud of Daggers?
It's instantaneous. Wait, hold on.
Believe it's a dex save.
Concentration up to 1. You fill the air with spinning daggers, 5 feet, centered at a point you choose within range. A creature takes when it enters the spell's area for the first time on turn, starts its turn there.
Okay, cool.
So it would take it when it starts its turn. I don't believe
when they
there's a
start
save.
their turn, they will take damage here.
Yeah. Do you want me to go ahead and roll it?
Yeah, sure. You can, or wait till the start of their turn. They all start at the same time. Nyx.
I'm gonna exit the room, but I don't know if there's really anywhere I can go.
No.
So, seeing that I'm gonna be useless there, I'll start heading downstairs.
Okay. You start heading downstairs, and you see that this beholder is on its last sort of legs, as all the eye stalks have been damaged and sort of depleted. This beholder is on its last sort of, as Felrin takes out this weird-looking stick that looks like a magic wand, but it's emitting smoke from it, and he will like do this thing where he loads something in the top of it and then points it, and he'll and this small cylindrical ball flies through the beholder and like in the eye and out the other and blast a huge chunk out of it. That's what you managed to see on your turn. That's your turn, Enwin.
2 people blocking the way.
Yep.
But not 3.
As a bonus action, I'm going to dismiss the flies. Can I get to where I can see one of them through the door?
Sure, yeah. I say you managed to get sort of by next to Day, who's sort of pushed Thoe out of the way, and you look over her shoulder as Thoe's looking in through the other shoulder.
Can I safely Eldritch Blast through that?
Absolutely not. Not with her in the way. Not with her standing in the doorway. And I was kind enough to let her shove Thoe out of the way. I can't shove...
Yes, kindly.
Yeah, you did, and I gave it to you, but I can't allow everyone to just sort of get a peek at the Thoe. Whoa, sorry.
Yeah, I can't do that. I'm gonna... No, actually, that's not gonna do any good. Never mind, I lied to you, I'm sorry.
Okay, it's okay, sweet.
That last one, I'm gonna move into the room as far as I can to allow other people to get in.
Okay, I will let you... Excuse me, like sidle along the wall.
And I'm going to stabby stab with everything in my stabby self.
Okay.
And either of the ones that just stabbed him.
Sure, yeah, you're getting the one that's on the far end over here. So give me attack rolls, please.
We're no longer at advantage.
You are no longer at advantage.
And I miss. That's a 10.
The sight of your friend below you that is sort of leaking blood is enough to give you a moment's pause as you swing and you just swing wide. Mandrake.
Mandrake's going to do the only thing he knows to do in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
When he realized the Kyle cap was missing, he had no connection with Cheshire. He would have made that connection, right?
Yeah.
Or at least he would have made that guess.
Yes.
So Mandrake is going to do another parkour kind of a thing, grab the edge of the window, swing around back into his room.
Okay.
And grab the Kyle cap.
Cool. I will let you do this. I will say you're running off enough adrenaline at the moment that you are able to just sort of swing out. Give me a con save.
Nat 20.
You feel this sharp pain in your arm and you sort of rip at your own skin as this sigil starts burning into your arm, this dark mark that seems to alight the minute you try to commune with Cheshire. It hurts. It's painful. You don't know what it is. And it's the minute you grab the hat and you're like, Cheshire, buddy, we're in a lot of... And this thing flares up. And it's the same spot where this thing grabbed you a hold and just sort of like ignited. And there's a sharp pain in the back of your head as your skin is on fire. Everything's on fire. I'm on fire. God kill me. You take 4 points of psychic damage.
I would stop trying to call out to Cheshire, obviously, but
Yeah.
I would continue to hold on to the Kyle cap. I would throw it in my bag of holding.
Sure. There is a thump from downstairs as the beholder, the mass of it, and like hits the ground. And Nyx watches as this bullet hole finally does enough, sort of through the eye. And as this thing hits the ground, there's a simultaneous thunk, thunk, thunk as these 3 individuals fall and hit the ground as well. Face first into the ground, the sort of flesh around them and the dead bodies around, if anybody would be able to see them, starts melting away into sort of puddles. That is their turn. You are all officially out of combat.
She's running to Grim.
We're going to take a really quick intermission. We're going to take 5 minutes to go use the restroom and get some drinks and come back, and we will figure out what happens after this. So we'll see you guys in just a second. guys, thank you so much for sticking with us and tuning back in. And for those of you watching on demand, hi. We are back from intermission as combat has ended at this point. The bodies have sort of dissipated into the ground with a dust sort of around them as you all look on at shock as the lifeless form of Grim is before you. Heroes, what are we doing?
Who can carry him? Who can carry him? Somebody pick him up. Who can
Mandrake's
carry
gonna
him?
run in and pick him up.
I'm reaching
Or
out to
try.
Cheshire right now.
Yeah.
I'm reaching out to Cheshire. I'm trying to talk to
Her
Cheshire.
connection to today is, or death isn't there, is it?
What do you start death? I mean, is there something you can do?
She's praying. She's praying for a miracle.
Give me percentile dice.
Can I do this?
Are you guys doing this openly and like actively, loudly, that I know what you're doing?
Dave's probably on the floor next to him crying right now. Like,
So Dave's
praying.
not.
Okay. Are you saying
yeah, I'm
Cheshire?
calling out Cheshire's name. Yes,
Cheshire or Caterpillar?
I mean, Caterpillar. I'm so
Okay.
sorry.
I'm like, yeah,
I'm
like-
sorry. My brain is frazzled right now.
Percentile dice.
Okay, 87.
87.
Oh God. 9.
What level are you?
8. I know.
You
Okay.
reach out. Each of you give me Constitution saving throws.
Me too. I'm downstairs.
Wait,
No,
I
just
don't
the
need
people
you, right?
reaching
Okay.
out.
21.
Yep, you're fine.
Okay.
13.
You are going to take 4 points of psychic damage as you feel your arm alight with an ungodly fire as you look down and see this brand that has been etched into your skin, a dark mark, a cursed dark mark, which seems to have cut off your connection with speaking with your god in the sort of formality that you are akin to.
Mandrake he would have heard this. You would have probably grabbed your arm in pain during all of that.
Yeah.
And I would say, everyone check your arms. Where you felt the pain before.
What?
Does everyone have one?
Nope.
No?
Everybody has one except for Emily.
Oh, I have one. I have a black. I'm safe. I didn't fail the con save though. Are they with failing? Yeah, I've still got a mark.
Okay. Yes. You did not experience this sort of like dark pain or this burning on your arm, but you look down and yes, there is a mark on your arm.
Okay. And what does the mark look like? It's just a black.
I will draw it for you. I will post a picture in the Discord after the. You look at it as an arcane symbol. Everybody that's looking down at their arm, you can give me a history check. And look down, unless you're going to look at somebody else's.
I'm looking up at everybody.
I got an 8.
8?
8.
17.
17.
I'm downstairs.
Yep, cool.
Okay. Mandrake would say, this is what's cutting us off from them.
Did anybody pick him up?
Mandrake has him.
Mandrake has him. Okay. Want to establish Zoe, she would know that there are options because of growing up with druids and in the libraries and and all that.
Felrin is sort of looking at this beast in the center of the room and going, is everybody okay? Is everybody... check upstairs. Are you okay, Nix?
I'm fine. I'm upstairs.
Yeah.
I'm going upstairs.
Would I know of somebody who could do something about this?
Give me a... yeah, I mean, you know that certain high-powered druids...
But do I know somebody who can do this, or do I need to ask?
Yeah, give me a D20.
That's a 9 on the die.
You know of people in your tribe that could have done this. However, in the city, you start spouting off. Does anybody know any clerics, high-level clerics, people in the church, people that deal with death?
Duncan.
Does anybody know any like
We know
druids?
Duncan.
Or give me an intelligence check. Day.
15.
You know a couple. You know the one who showed you what to do.
Okay.
You know Bob. You don't necessarily know what Duncan is yet as an Indigo chameleon. You know Topher, Jabba. You know Chance.
She'll run downstairs and see if anyone has seen Chance.
You go running down the stairs. Amandric, I assume at this time you're carrying the body.
Yes, but before I followed, I would ask Enwin. You don't have a mark.
Doesn't look like it, no.
Call him. Our connection is severed.
I'm gonna look for Charlotte.
She's there.
Nancy, you're there?
Why wouldn't I be?
Apparently no one else is. So I'm fine.
Yeah, I felt that too.
Is there anything we can do?
Sucks to be them.
Do you have any idea what's happening?
Yeah, they got cut off. They treated their gods like a best buddy, and they managed to be able to talk to him, but that's stopping them from talking to him.
Good to know. No idea what's going on.
Am I upstairs by this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
You see Mandrake sort of standing in the room having a conversation with Enwin as Thoe's sort of racking her brain, and he's carrying the body of Grim.
And nobody has said anything out loud about people out.
Yeah, Day starts spouting off Bob the cleric, Jabba, Chance.
Do I by chance know where Chance is?
Did Chance give you their name?
Mm-hmm.
It hurt like hell.
Mm-hmm.
You
did, like a lie.
You do. They are quite a ways away.
The second I see him down, I'm heading back down to Toe.
As soon as you tell Felrin takes a table and sort of like clears it off, and as he does, he's laying a sheet. He runs back into the room. People are gathering in the bar. Knock looks like beat to all hell. There's a elven woman who's off in the corner, but she's kind of frozen in stone. As one of the beams has kind of come over to her and sort of like frozen her in a stony sort of statue form.
Okay, I'm yelling at Felrin. Do you know of a cleric close by? Someone who's strong, someone who's powerful, who's close by. But meanwhile, I want to run towards her.
Yeah.
Because I can cast Lesser Restoration. That should take care of her, right? Maybe, or not. I'm gonna basically try to help heal anyone I can.
Okay, you start running around the bar and you start casting Lesser Restoration.
But I gotta keep track of the spells.
Blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. So you channel magic into her, and you feel that there's a natural resilience in this elven woman, and you see like bits of sunlight and moonlight start. The Lesser Restoration helps, and she sort of breaks out of it and looks over at you, look confused, and you guys have a moment where you sort of look at each other, and then she just sort of runs off, searching for other people in the bar.
Should I just mark down, like, say, 2 first level cure wounds to help take care of other people?
Yeah. Burn as much as you want.
Okay.
Mandrake's gonna lay Grim's body on the table, and he is going to he's gonna take out the case.
Okay.
And go down.
Okay.
And show Bartholomew the mark. Do you know what this is?
While you do that, what are you doing?
You know what I'm doing. I'm going upstairs, and I'm gonna summon Chance.
There is a moment where Anwin goes up to his room, and there is a. You burn the name, and as you burn the name, there is a faint. And you take you take a negative, so maximum HP is reduced by 4 for the time being, and who are you summon? Chance? Chance is standing in the room. What happened?
There's not really time to explain. Day needs you. She's downstairs. Let's go.
He takes off running.
And
yeah,
we go find Day and Grim.
There's just tears. Are you downstairs with Grim?
I would have taken my chest out, thrown it on the ground, and gone in.
So you're in the room.
I can still see the body, I would imagine, through the top of the chest.
Yes, what do you wish to know about this mark on you?
What is it?
It's a dark mark. It's a curse mark.
How do I remove it?
You wish really hard.
This is important. Grim is dead.
And people die all the time. And you die, you become reincarnated, so the mark leaves you. You find the original being who granted this part, the book, the tome that was used to do it. I wish I had answers for you.
A tome was used to cast this.
Yes,
And if we destroy the tome, the mark goes away.
Yes, I mean that.
That's enough. Do you have any potions? Anything to help the ones upstairs?
I mean, you have everything. I'm working on a potion right now. I cannot.
I just wanted to check and see if you had maybe a reserve. Not for me, for them.
No, I could allow you to say goodbye if you wish for a time.
Not this time. Thank you.
You are welcome.
I'll go back upstairs.
Chance comes running down the stairs. You start healing people. Chance runs over to the table and reaches to his side. He starts asking if anybody has a diamond.
Grim has a diamond.
It's been more than. Has it been more than 10 minutes? It's been less than 10?
Yeah. No, it's been more than a minute.
Or, yeah, 1 minute. Race dead is what we're looking at, probably.
Yeah. So he's asking if anybody has a diamond.
Grim has a diamond.
You start looking through his bag. You start looking through his person. Somebody give me investigation checks as you.
Can multiple people do the investigation?
I got a 9.
Yeah. So all of you start patting him down and trying to find.
19.
Yeah. Okay. 19. He starts casting this spell, and he says, if there's anything that you would like to say or do to assist, you are more than welcome to do so.
She'll take out like the tiny healing potion she's had and see if that would assist in anything.
Sure. He looks at you and he goes, "This is very sweet. This is going to take some time. If there are any words that you would like to say to add to the emotional component behind it, that's what you can do." So here's how we are going to deal with Resurrection. We are going to do a modified version of the Matt Mercer side of things. As Raise the Dead has been cast, it takes an hour to cast. If 3 people will be allowed to either provide a small item or do a small check to assist in this bringing back from the dead, and it will lower the DC. It gets harder and harder each time a player dies, and the DC sort of raises higher and higher because I don't like this. You can die 50 million times and come back. Like, this is not my jam. So
is the item burned by using
Huh?
if you help with an item, is the item burned? Is it gone?
Yes.
Okay.
She's gonna go to her room, and under her bed, she has the first thing he gave her, which was a porcelain doll when they went into town, and Mandrake took all of Day's gold because she was high, and he wanted his cuffs, and he gave her a doll because he stole it, and that's what she brings.
You bring it over and lay it next to him as lay it down next to him. Players from other realms, including one Miss Audie, has donated bits, and the message is from one warrior to another. The doll is laid next to you. What else is brought to this?
Mandrake's gonna put a couple of things down. The first is gonna be 20 platinum.
Okay.
And the second's going to be the rainbow flower from our first home, because I still have it.
Yeah, you place it down and you feel your sort of place a hand on him. Do you say anything?
We aren't saying goodbye today, my friend. We found a home. We found a pack.
I'm going to go and place down that skull with the candle that I had and say, death can stay here today. And I'm going to wild shape into a wolf, but the closest I can to the wolf that he becomes.
Just
and
sort of
just
rest your
kinda
head.
nuzzle forehead to forehead and then rest my head.
The last thing, because Dave's freaking out, she's just gonna sit next to him while he's casting the spell, and I pledge this to you, always, Day.
Okay. Chance works for about an hour, casting and doing this spell. As he does, he traces arcane sigils into this large wooden table, and the patrons of Felrin's Funhouse gather around it, allowing you the space and time to be able to gather around it yourselves and hold hands. Chance lastly takes this diamond and places it on Grimm's chest, as the great warrior before you has fallen, and all are paying homage to that. Nock is bawling loudly. No sense of decorum, just he takes his hammer and slams it on the ground just over and over again.
Do you want to use some dice from Greg?
No, this is me. The spell finishes, and Chance takes a step backward. And he puts his hands up, and all eyes are on Grimm. And there's a breath from the room as everyone waits for him to get up. But his skin stays white. And there's another pause. Another pause.
That's my shit.
As Grimm takes a breath. Just barely. And sort of looks about the space. He looks at all of you, smiles, pockets the platinum, and then passes out.
Sounds bad. I just want to make sure I got my diamond. That's smart.
It's Icky V lowered the DC as well with Bits and Audie and Ryan. We started at 15, and then we moved to 14, and then we moved to 13, and then they lowered it to 12, and then Icky lowered it to 11. And I rolled a 12 on the dice. So there is a moment where you were passed out. Buddy, we'll talk about the penalties you're taking after coming back from the dead. They're steep. But you're alive. As Felrin sort of looks around and the bar is thrashed. But doesn't look like anybody died.
Not for long.
Not for long. And there's a collective sigh of relief as everyone starts cleaning up, and Felrin starts passing out drinks. They get you moved back to your room. Nock refuses to leave and takes a small chair and sets it up outside your hall and sits there holding the hammer and decides this is where they're spending the night.
Mandrake sits in the windowsill.
Charlotte sits on the ceiling.
Having faced death, having your connection to your gods severed for the time being, we will pick up next week as Felrin, as the night closes, brings you over an amulet and says, tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's session. All right, gang. It was a tough one tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for helping me navigate the map cam. I know there was some hard stuff in terms of juggling back and forth between players. Thank you, audience, who helped out and lowered that DC. Thank you, players. I know I put you through the ringer tonight, and we had a great backup plan set up, but we didn't have to use it. Do you want to share what was going to happen, or do you want to wait, just in case it happens again?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna wait. We love you guys so much. We will see you all Thursday night for D&D 101. Tune in as a group. Joins up with 3 bank robbers that are trying to do things for the good of the poor and sort of steal from the rich and give back to the poor. These 3 big burly men. So tune in to an episode of Fairly where we dive into fairy tales. Until then, we love you guys. Indigo Connect, and hey, do you want? We'll catch you guys soon.